Hi guys, I'm Ram Agarwal. You are watching my channel 52 Pixels. Let's get started. Hi guys, in today's tutorial we are going to see how to work with Photoshop in 3D. So if it's sounding absurd to you, you might not have noticed this part over here which says 3D, but it is there in your Photoshops. If it is not there, I'm sorry, you won't be able to practice with this one. But if you have this 3D part, you are lucky, and let's see how to work with this 3D part in today's tutorial. So now to start with, this is the background that I just downloaded, and what I want to do is I want to create a 3D text on top of that. So basically what I want to show is that there is some background or a wall on which there's a logo, or you can say a text or whatever, but it's in a 3D format and it's just flushed with the wall, and it just looks very cool. And let's see how to do that now in Photoshop. So as you can see, this is how the background is looking. Of course, like it's a normal background now, but what I'll do now is I'll just tap on the text option, and so this is the font called as A&S Snapper Script. If you don't have it, you can just download it from let's say Google, I don't know, but I have this font, and I'll just, instead of typing anything, I'll just keep Lorem Ipsum the way it is over here, and I'll just place it in the center. So now as you can see, it has been placed in the center, and make sure that before starting to work with 3D, all of your text requirements like the size or the color for that matter is already set, so that you don't have to mess around with it after opening the 3D panel, because it's a little hard for your computer to work around with 3D, and especially when your laptop has low RAM, or let's say a smaller processing power. Make sure that your laptop is just plugged into the power, because it is going to need a lot of battery and it's going to need a lot of performance. Now if you don't know how to increase the performance that is given to your RAM by Photoshop, what you can do is just go to edit, and under edit we have something called as preferences, and under preferences just go to performance. Here you can find this option. We have already seen this option when I made a tutorial as to how to speed up your Photoshop, but now we are going to actually slow it down, but by speeding it up using more of RAM. So if you don't get this, don't worry. Actually your Photoshop might be set to around 70%, so it is going to consume 70% of your RAM, and that's actually too much. But if you want to if you want to work with a laptop simultaneously and you have other works as well, you can just reduce this and Photoshop is just going to work perfectly. But for today, as we are going to work with 3D, make sure that it is almost boosted to 80% or even 85% for that matter. So the more the RAM it consumes, the better it will perform in today's tutorial, you can say. And once then, you can just click on OK, and it is going to set up with 80% of RAM. Now that we want to work with 3D, just go to Windows, and we are going to choose a workspace for 3D. So just go to workspace, and under workspace I have the option called as 3D. So just tap on 3D, and you have a 3D workspace over here. But before starting with that, what I am going to do is I want to convert this background layer into a postcard, because postcard is a format that is used by Photoshop to work with the 3D modeling. And I'll just right click on background, and I'll tap on this last option that says postcard. So as soon as I turn it into a postcard, as you can see, the grids appear over here which say that it's a 3D file now. And if I go to 3D, I have all this other views that I can work with. If I just tap on the current view, as you can see, this is 3D that I'm working with. But as I converted the background into a postcard, as you can see, it's so thin that it's actually not even visible if aligned properly. So that's the use of a postcard. It's just going to be a background to me, and I don't have to do anything with that, so it can be a postcard. But if you have noticed, only the background is moving, and I want the text to move as well. But here I don't have any option for moving the text. So what should we do? Well, to do that, I can just press Ctrl+Z first of all, and head back to the original view. And if I go to layers once again, this is background. I'll just convert it to postcard, and with this layer selected, that is of Lorem Ipsum, that's the text layer, I'll just right click, and over here we have option called as extrude to 3D. So if you don't find it over here, you can just tap on this small arrow over here, and here we are going to find this last option that says new 3D extrusion from selected layer. So I just want to extrude this layer. Extruding means basically just making it 3D. So it is going to make that 2D flat object into a 3D object which has a height, width and depth. So it has all the 3 axes, as you can see, Z axis, and this is the Y axis, and this is going to be the X axis. So we have all the 3 axes that we can work with, but again the problem is that no two things can move together. Only the text is moving now, and if I want to move the background, I'll have to again go back and then work around with some different stuff, which I don't want. So I'll again press Ctrl plus Z, and what we want to do is I want the background and the text layer to be merged, to be flushed together, and to do that I'll just again right click, create a 3D extrusion first of all, and again go to layers. Before you do anything in 3D panel, just go to layers, tap on the Lorem Ipsum layer, the text layer, and then shift hold and select the background layer. So now all these layers are selected. You can just right click, you can just click on this 3 menu button, you can say, and here we have the option called as merge layers. So it is going to do nothing but just merge these 2 layers so that we have the extrusion as well as the background. And if we go to 3D now, and if you just see the current view, if you just move it, as you can see, both of the things move together, where we have this postcard, the thin line, and the big block of the extrusion of the text that we created. And now navigating and working around, we have all these 4-5 options, you can say, over here, and these 4-5 options are particularly for movement of these. So as you can see, I've selected this first option over here which says orbit the 3D camera. So if I just, as you can see, if I just rotate it or work around with it, it is just going to rotate the camera that is giving me the view that you are seeing on the screen. And this one says roll the 3D camera, which I don't want it to be upside down or something, so I will not tap on roll the camera. If I want to move it, so suppose this angle is fixed, I just want to work with this angle, but also I want it little bit in the center, so I can just use this option which says move the 3D camera, and now it is just going to move it up, down or sideways or any ways that I want. And again, if you want to move both these things together, you can just tap on the current view and then move it, so it is going to move together, not separately. But if you want to move anything separately, you can just tap on that particular layer. So if I want to move the background, I'll just tap on the background layer, and if I want to work with the text layer, I can just tap on the text layer and I can use this move feature to move it up, down or forward and backward depending on my requirement. Now as you can see, it has been extruded. Again, if I go to the current view and I just go to the change camera thing, I don't know, I don't remember the name. It says orbit the 3D camera. Okay, so if I just tap on the orbit the 3D camera, as you can see, both the things are moving together and the text is coming out of this postcard or the background, but it is looking too wide. I don't want it too wide. So to work with that, what I want to do is just I tap on Lorem Ipsum layer, which is this one over here, and it selects the text automatically. Now I want to work with the depth of this extrusion. So I have the slider over here for working with the depth, and I can either reduce or increase the depth depending on my requirements. I will not keep it very fat, it's going to be around 60. So instead of working around with the slider, I can just type it. I'll type 60 and press enter. So I've got the extrusion of 60, and I can just use this arrow over here to move it. Or if I want to move it up and down, I can use this arrow. If I want to move it sideways, I'll use the other arrow, which is not visible from this angle. But anyways, so I want to move this behind and make it get attached with the background over here, and we are done. So now we are done with making the text as a 3D text, and we are basically introduced to what is 3D and how this 3D panel works and all the other tools. Now if I want to zoom in or zoom out, we have this fifth option. If I drag down, it is going to zoom out. If I drag up, it is going to zoom in. So again, depending on my requirements. And make sure that if you want to zoom in both the things together, or if you want to work with anything that considers both the things moving or zooming in, you have to tap on current view, because if you tap on background mesh, it is just going to work with the background. And if you tap on the lorem ipsum layer, it is just going to work with the text. So if you want to work with both the things simultaneously, you will have to click on the current view and then make sure that you are on the particular tool that you need to use, and then get your work around with that. So again, I just want to pan it, so I'll just use the pan option and I'll place it over here. Again, I want to orbit the camera. I'll do it like this until I find a suitable angle and a particular zoom that I want. So let's say I want something like this, and I just want to increase the background, like I just want to increase the size of the background so that it fits this particular area. I can now just tap on the background mesh, and with this one I can just zoom it, like zoom in or zoom out depending on my requirements. So I guess this one would do well, and for panning I'll just pan it somewhat like this, and again I'll just switch to current view so that both the things move together, and I'll orbit the camera according to my requirements. So it is going to be something like this, and I guess I'm not able to find that sweet spot for the first time. Like, it's okay, but if you want to work around, you have lots of time and lots of different options that you can experiment and see what works the best for your image. And I'll definitely make the angle straight so that the perspective doesn't look messed up. Okay, so this is going to be it. This is how I'm going to keep the angle. Now I'll just pan it towards the center over here. Now to render, because now you have created a 3D file which has a 3D text and the background in the particular angle. Now that I want to create it, I want to render it, I just want to see how it looks. So to render that, I can just go to 3D option over here, and under this 3D panel I have something called as, where is it, a render 3D layer. So I want to render this one, so I can just simply tap on render 3D layer, and it is going to be very time consuming. Basically, it's because it's a really stressful job for your laptop to work with 3D, and especially Photoshop consumes 80% of your RAM now. So it is going to be a little slow, but it is not going to stress up your machine if the way it was like at 40%. Now it's at 80%, it's working very well. And as you can see, it is going to take time of around 7 minutes 22 seconds. That is going to be a lot, but as you can see, I have got a basic idea of how it is going to look, and the shadows and all the color combinations and light effects are already generated. If you want to change it, we are going to see how to change the shadows, the angles and the lights in upcoming tutorials. But for today, we have just got ourselves clear with how the 3D works in Photoshop and how to make Photoshop work better with 3D, and all the other workspace options and tips that you must need to work around with 3D using Photoshop. Now, as it is going to take a lot of time, if you don't want to wait, you can just press an escape, and it is just going to stop it the way it is right now. And if you want to work with it even more, so you can just start by working it around over here again, and if you are done, you can just tap on render, and it is just going to take a lot of time, so I'm not going to do it right now. Either ways, we are going to work around even more in upcoming tutorials. So for the time being, that's it for today, guys. If you found the video to be helpful, please like the video, and in case of any queries or suggestions, please feel free to reach out to me through the comments. With that being said, it's me, Ram Agarwal, signing off for the day. See you in the next one. Thank you.